welcome back to my channel. Today in this video, we are going to be learning Pythagoras' theorem, also known as the Pythagorean Theorem. Well, first of all, who is Pythagoras? Well, he was an ancient mathematician in ancient Greece. Okay, now that we know that, we now need to know what is the point of the Pythagorean Theorem. Well, basically, the Pythagorean Theorem helps us identify the length of one of the three sides in a right triangle. Okay, let me just show you an example of what that means. So here's our triangle, and basically what the Pythagorean Theorem tells us is that, let's say the leg here and the leg here is equal to 5, the leg here is equal to 6, but we don't know what's the length of this leg here, the diagonal one. Well, the Pythagorean Theorem helps us identify the length of the third side, even though we don't know it. We not only use Pythagorean Theorem only in geometry, we also use it in graphs, in data science, and many things. So stay tuned in this video, and we're going to be learning how we can use Pythagorean Theorem in math. Okay guys, so now let's start with actually calculating Pythagorean's theorem. Well, first of all, we need to know what every single side is equal to, alright? Well, first of all, this leg here, which goes vertically up and down, that is our A. That is called A. That side is called the A side. And the one here, the horizontal leg, it's called B. Okay, we're going to be representing it with letters. B, okay? And now the diagonal line, which is also called the hypotenuse, and basically the hypotenuse, like I said, is a diagonal line, which is opposite to the right angle. And that hypotenuse is called C. It's represented by the letter C, okay? And in Pythagorean's theorem, A squared plus B squared equals C squared, right there. So what does that mean? Well, let's find out. So first of all, A squared, what does that mean? That means the length of our A squared. So let's say the length was 5, A was equal to 5, and we'd say 5 times 5, because it's squared. Okay, so yeah. And if it was B, well, then the horizontal length squared, and then if it was C, well, you know the deal, okay? But let's now see how we can actually calculate that in math. So now guys, let's start with our first example of using the Pythagorean theorem. So let's say that our A was equal to 5. And let's say that our B was equal to 3. And we don't know what C is, okay? So we're going to be plugging these values into our equation by saying A, which is now equal to 5 squared, plus, now we're going to be changing B to its actual value, which is now 3. So we're going to say 5 squared plus 3 squared, because B is 3, equals to C squared. The reason why we didn't put a value in C and replace C by a value is because we don't know what it is. So we're going to represent the unknown with a variable, okay? Now that we plugged 5 squared plus plus 3 squared equals C squared, let's now actually calculate it. So 5 squared, pretty simple, 5 squared is 25. Plus, well, we all know that 3 squared is 9. 2 times 3 is 9. So 25 plus 9 is equal to 34. And now we're left with 34 equals C squared. What is our next step? Well, now we're going to be trying to undo the exponent for the C squared. So what does that mean? That means that, as you can see, we have a C squared there, right? Well, algebra, when we do something on one side, we do it on the other side as well. This is just scratching the basis of algebra. Then we're going to, of course, do some videos about it, but this is just the basics of it, okay? So we're going to be taking our C squared, and the opposite of squared is root. What do I mean? Well, I'm going to be covering this in other videos, but basically the opposite of times is divide, the opposite of plus is minus, and the opposite of squared is square root. So now we're going to be actually calculating this. So when we put square root, aka the opposite of squared, the exponent 2 squared, that's going to remove squared and exponent. So now that we have C squared and square root of that, like I said, we're just going to be canceling the square root and the square. So now we're only left with a C. equals 2. Well, now that we did square roots on one side, like I said in algebra, we also want to do it on the other side. So C equals 34 square root. The square root is 34. So once we find the square root of 34, we're going to find our answer for what C is equal to. And so for your information, guys, 34 squared is also 5.83 when you round it up to the hundreds. So yeah. So now we're going to be learning how to calculate A leg, the A side, and basically it's the same way to calculate the A side than it is to calculate the B leg. It's the same thing. So yeah, now we have a new example. Let's say our A was equal to, well, we don't know. Okay, let's say that our A was a value that we wanted to find out. It was the length that we wanted to find out. B is 5, and the diagonal line is 10, okay? Now we're going to try to put those values in our equation and then actually find out the answer. So we're going to be saying A squared, because we don't know the value for A, plus 5 squared, because the value of B, we're going to plug it in, and then we're going to be saying equals to 10 squared. So now let's actually calculate that. So this is going to be equal to A squared plus 25 equals 100. And now let's continue to solve the equation. So we don't know A squared. What are we going to do? Now we're going to be taking our 25, which is our B squared, and we're going to be moving it to the other side of the equation, right next to the C. So now we're going to be doing the opposite of what B is equal to. B is equal to plus 25, positive 25. So now we're just going to be doing A squared equals 100 minus 25, because the opposite of plus is minus. Okay, so we're just going to be switching it to the other side. And again, I'm going to post another video about algebra, so don't worry too much about it. Okay, so A squared equals 100 minus 25. Really simple. We know that A squared is equal to 75. Okay, because 100 minus 25 is 75. But now we want to go to our last step, and we want to actually find the square root of 75. Sorry. So yeah, square root, because we're going to want to cancel out the square with the square root. So it's going to leave A all alone equal to 75 squared. Square root of 75. So let's just do that. Okay, and 75 squared is also equal to 8.66 when rounded to nearest hundreds. So yeah, really simple, guys. Now I'm just going to be giving you 3 examples of some problems that you should solve. So I'm just going to be giving you the problem and well, the side that you have to calculate and find the length of it. And then after a few seconds, I'm going to give you the answer for the actual problem. So yeah, make sure to pause and take time to complete it. So for our first problem, A is equal to 1, our B is equal to 2, and our C, well, we have to find that out. So find that out, guys. Okay, I hope that you find the answer. And the answer, now that you found it, the correct answer is the square root of 5. Hope that you got it. Okay, now our second example. So our A is unknown, we want to find that out. And our B is equal to 4. Our C is equal to 10. Okay, really simple. So just calculate that out. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds. And the answer to that is square root of 84. Okay, so now I'm going to be giving you the last problem that you should solve, try to solve, and yeah. Okay, so A is equal to 2, B, well, that's what you have to find out, and C is equal to 3. So now try to find out the answer. Okay guys, so now that I give you some time to think, the answer is actually square root of 5, which is also equal to 2.24 rounded to the nearest 100. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and well learned how to use the Pythagorean Theorem to your best advantage, and well, have a good time, guys. And if you have any more questions or any doubts, I recommend you to rewatch the video or ask a teacher if ever needed. So yeah, have a great time, guys. Bye. bye.